A knight kneels. His helmet lies beside him on the ground. His head is bowed. Before him stands a woman in a long, bright gown. In her hand she holds a sword. Slowly she lowers the blade onto his shoulder. It is the moment when a squire becomes a knight. But something about this scene is unusual. In the Middle Ages, a knighting was almost always performed by a king or a male noble. So why is there a woman standing here? If we look more closely at the painting, the scene feels almost still. The knight kneels deeply before the woman. His gaze remains lowered. He is already wearing a full suit of armor, yet his helmet lies on the floor beside him. In this moment, he is unarmed. Next to the two figures stand several men in armor or courtly clothing. They observe the ceremony in silence. Behind the scene hangs a heavy red curtain, almost like on a stage, as if this solemn moment is unfolding before witnesses. The eye keeps returning to the woman. She wears a long, bright gown that almost glows in the light. Her hair falls over her shoulders. On her head, she wears a narrow crown. With a calm movement, she guides the sword. The gesture feels controlled, almost ceremonial. It looks like a royal moment, yet historically, this is exactly what makes the scene surprising. Because the knighting was normally an act of male authority. The painting was created in 1901 by Edmund Blair Leighton, a British artist known for his depictions of medieval scenes. But Leighton did not live in the Middle Ages. He lived in Victorian England, and during this time, a powerful fascination with knights, castles, and chivalric ideals emerged. One might almost call it a kind of medieval mania. Knightly stories were retold. Tournaments were reenacted. And artists painted a world filled with honor, loyalty, and romantic chivalry. Yet these paintings rarely show the real Middle Ages. They show the Middle Ages as people imagined them in the 19th century. And suddenly the scene begins to feel different, because the painter chose a very specific moment. Not the battle, not the victory, but the moment of submission. The knight kneels. His helmet lies on the ground. His gaze remains lowered. Before he is allowed to fight, he must first show humility. The sword touches his shoulder, a brief symbolic strike, the so-called Accolade. Looking once again, another contrast becomes visible. The woman's gown is almost white. The knight, in contrast, wears a deep red surcoat. The light falls in such a way that the woman appears brighter than anything else in the room. She stands slightly elevated on a step. The knight kneels beneath her. Every line of the painting leads toward this moment, toward this movement of the sword. The scene lasts only a few seconds, yet the painter has staged it like a ceremonial climax. And this is where the painting becomes particularly interesting, because the woman could represent many things: a queen, a noble lady, or perhaps even a symbolic figure. In the ideal image of knighthood, the devotion to a lady played an important role. A knight did not fight only for his lord. He also fought for the honor of a woman, for loyalty, for moral virtue. And that very idea is reflected in this painting. In Victorian England, the Middle Ages became more than just history. They turned into a kind of moral dream. People imagined a world in which knights fought for honor, kept their promises, and protected the weak. Artists like Edmund Blair Leighton embraced exactly this vision. They did not paint battlefields. They painted moments like this. Ceremonial moments, symbols of loyalty and order. An idealized world that perhaps never truly existed. If we look at the painting one last time, a small detail becomes noticeable. The knight does not look up. He does not meet the woman's eyes. His gaze remains lowered. The most important moment of his life is also a moment of humility. Perhaps that is the message of this painting. A knight is not created by strength alone, but by the willingness to submit to an order greater than himself. Perhaps this painting does not truly show the Middle Ages themselves, but the dream that a later age imagined about them.